Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a lovely blonde style to show you. This is Sugar Rush by Belle Tress in Honey with Chai Latte. Before we start, as always, I wanted to ask, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe down below, like and comment, and we'll get started. So Sugar Rush is a style that I've been excited to try. This is my first Belle Tress style, and I have heard a lot of good things about Belle Tress, and in particular, it is said that Belle Tress styles can be lower density, and I just am a huge fan of low density wigs. So let's go ahead and look at some of the details. You have that lace front. Extremely well done. The lighter fibers are in the front there and the knots are virtually invisible. You have a mono top, and here is the part right now. We will place a little bit of silicone tape under there and possibly some powder to create a more natural scalp appearance at the part. And yeah, she just, as you can see, is a very sleek, straight style with uneven layers is how she's described. And that is supposed to be very carefree and natural looking. And I certainly think she looks very natural, especially with this lower density. So let's go ahead and get a look at her from all sides. I'll do a spin. Here she is from the right. And the back. And the left. Just a beautiful, beautiful style. So next, we'll go ahead and look at the cap construction. I want to steam her a little bit because you can see that front wants to flop into the face a little bit, and I like to style that away from the face with some steam. Then we'll go over some styling options and some updos since we have this beautiful length and the low density. I think that will work very well. And lastly, we'll take her outside to get a good look at this pretty color in natural light. All right, so here we have the cap construction. First, as you can see, we have a lovely mono top, which is wonderful. This allows you to part her center, left or right, whichever you prefer. Then you have a lace front, and now this is just a standard lace front, not an extended lace front, but that is lovely. You can see the lighter fibers in the front there, and this allows you to style this wig away from the face in the front. Then you have soft ear tabs with metal stays inside. You have a standard nape, not an extended nape, and you have bra strap style adjusters so that you can adjust her to your circumference. You have an open wefted back and sides, and we'll do the stretch test. Yes, fairly stretchy. And before we go to the next segment, I did want to show you, this is a piece of silicone tape, and that is what I like to apply to the underside of where my part will be to create a natural scalp appearance. And I like to use the AWD medical silicone sheets, and I will post a link to that in the description box down below. It's very easy to apply. You just remove the tape from the backing and apply it to the underside of where you like to part her, which in my case, I like to part her on the left. Here we go. All right. So next, we'll go ahead and put her on a blockhead so that I can steam these fibers away from the face. So here she is on the blockhead, and I did go ahead and part her where I like her to be parted. You can see that, and we will probably apply a little bit of powder on there still, but I like to do that because when I steam her away from the face, I also like to make sure that the part stays in place, so I'll go ahead and steam the part line as well. So I have a video that I recorded previously. I will link it down below, and it will give you all the details about how I like to style my wigs. And for now, I'll just go ahead and show you quickly, probably with a time lapse, how I will steam her away from the face. I have my iSteam steamer here. This is what I like to use. You can use almost any steamer. I know John Renault also makes a steamer. All right, that should do it for the part line. Then we'll go ahead and steam this side. Just a little bit. I don't think that this side is falling in the face as much. And when you're doing this, just be very careful to keep the steam away from the lace front. Try to only steam the fibers. And I'm going to leave that clip in there because we need this to cool for the style to set. Then on the right-hand side here, where it really is flopping in the face, I like to create 2 sections, at least. You could do more, whatever you think works for you. And I'll go ahead and steam this back in sections. So we'll start with the back section. Try to leave it a little bit loose so the steam really gets into those fibers there. All right, and then I'll pin back the front section. Just loosely comb her with my fingers. You can see some of those layers there. And I'll just clip this right behind the other clip. And that's what that looks like. So here we go. This is the last section. All right. So I'm going to let this cool, and then I'll put her back on my head, and we'll take a good look at the result. So now she's nice and cool, and we can go ahead and remove the clips. She's still a little bit damp, and that's fine. The style should be set now. So we'll remove it on this side. Just gently comb. That looks good. Then we have our 2 clips here. All right. Yes, that's how I like it. Just a little bit of a swoop away from the face, much less of a face flopper. Let's do the test. There you go, that's what you're getting now. So absolutely much improved, I think. And we'll go over styling options as well, because there are lots of ways you can keep these fibers out of your face if you are bending over a lot throughout the day. But we have definitely accomplished a little bit of training here. So next, I just wanted to quickly go over how I like to add some powder to that part line. And I have my eyeshadow here and a nice stiff painting brush. And we'll go ahead and apply a little powder to that part line. Hopefully I can see it here. It's a little tricky in the camera, but I just gently apply a little, and this so easily can be removed again if necessary. So the silicone tape that we apply to the underside helps this powder adhere so that the next time you take your wig off and put her back on, it doesn't just brush off. All right, you get the idea. And if it's ever too much, you can easily just pat it, and or even if you need to remove the silicone tape and apply a fresh one, if you feel that you've overdone it with the powder. But I think that looks good. Clean up the edges a little. All right. That looks pretty darn natural in my opinion. So next, let's go ahead and look at a few styling options. With a long style like this, and just in general, I really like to do the ear tuck. And now you can see this is a rooted color, and we'll talk more about the color when we take her outside. But my bio hair is dark, as you can see there, and then the rooting is dark and a pretty good match to my bio hair actually. And that will help a lot with styling away from the face, even just this ear tuck. As you can see, that is a very cute way to, really keep those fibers tucked away if you're cooking or working. And then let's go ahead and try a headband. That works well. I like to make sure that the metal stays are curved inward or flat so that it's flat against my head. So let's go ahead and see. Now this lace front ends here, from here to here on me. So it's not extended, so there is a little bit of an edge here, and you might just pull some fibers down and obscure that a tiny bit, maybe not have it pulled straight back. if this is how you want to wear her, but I think that also is a good look. All right, and then, of course, I want to try the ponytail. And because of the difference in the color, even though we have this rooting, I think I'll just do a low ponytail. And that should be very easy to do with this sleek style. So just go ahead and brush it all back. And you could have some face framing pieces if you like, or you can tuck those back or use a bobby pin. And then I have my hair tie. And now I can really feel the density, and this is absolutely low density because I have to wrap my hair tie around 3 times. Okay, let's get a good look at that from all sides. Here she is from the right, and the back, and the left. A really fun, low density ponytail. And this reminds me a lot of Zara Light, I have to say, in terms of density and how sleek it is. There are differences, of course, in the cap construction, and most importantly, probably in the ear-to-ear lace front that you have on the Zara Light, and this is just a standard, but I still think it works pretty well. All right, let's go ahead, and the last thing is we'll do a little French twist. So I'll go ahead and smooth everything back. Make sure that the nape is down as far as it'll go so that we have the most coverage possible. And again, I do think this will be a little more seamless if you use a color that is closer to your bio hair. So now I'm just giving it a little twist. And I have an oversized barrette. And we'll just clip that in there. And you can have little pieces flopping down, or you could tuck them under, just whatever you prefer. Pull a few pieces out here to frame the face. All right, let's get a good look at that from all sides. Here she is from the right, and the back, and the left. So absolutely, you can see this sleek, long style definitely works really well with all kinds of updos and to create ponytails, and is very versatile. So next, we'll take her outside and get a good look at this beautiful color. So here we are outside. I'm hoping the dogs won't bark too much and you'll be able to hear me. But again, this color is Honey with Chai Latte. And let me go ahead and read you the description directly from the Belle Tress website. So this is a blend of sienna brown and cool medium brown for the root. So those two browns blended together for the root. Then you have a mixture blend of honey blonde, light blonde, smoky blonde, with a hint of pure blonde. Blonde, blonde, blonde. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not at all a color expert, so let's go ahead and look at the sample from the color ring. Here it is. And you see you've got these 3 different shades of blonde, all with that rooting, the 2 colors blended together for the rooting, which you have here, as you can see. And then I would say this is probably the gold blonde. And I'm thinking this is the smoky blonde and this is the light blonde, but I'm not certain. They look very similar to me, but you have these 3 blondes mixed together, blended together throughout. So that is the color combination. Let's get a good look at the details. Here's the lace front again. Beautiful lace front with virtually invisible knots. That part line that we applied some powder to, and the silicone tape underneath. Just a stunning color. Let's get a good look at that from all sides. Here she is from the right, and the back, and the left. Just a lovely blonde color with that dark root so that anyone really can feel comfortable in this color. And as you know, I'm more familiar with brunettes, but I'm just amazed that I'm getting used to seeing myself as a blonde and feeling pretty comfortable with it. So I think this just is a perfect color for this style. I think it's just stunning and a beautiful combination. So final thoughts. Sugar Rush is a stunning, long, layered, low density style. I think there is so much you can do with a style like this. You can wear it down, you can easily tuck it behind your ears and just looks so natural. Of course, I love the versatility also of being able to style her into an updo, ponytail, just really anything you would do with bio hair, you pretty much can do with this style. So love that. It does remind me a lot of Zara Light by Jon Renau. Of course, there are differences in the cap construction and also in some of the layering, but it's very similar. You have that lace front that is wonderful. That's a standard lace front from about here to here with those lighter fibers in the front so that you can easily style this away from the face. Just a fantastic style. I absolutely love it. And I think this color, this Honey with Chai Latte, is also gorgeous. The rooting is fantastic. It's not too long. It's not too dark. And you do have those lighter fibers in the front, so you don't have dark knots along the hairline there. So that is just extremely well done, and it makes me very comfortable as a natural brunette wearing a blonde. And if the wind blows and some of my darker bio hair shows, well, it matches the root pretty well. So I think it's realistic from that standpoint for a brunette to wear this style as well. So absolutely wonderful. I love the color, this blonde. It's the three colors blended together are very natural looking. And I think because this is a heat-friendly style, the fibers are not at all too shiny. I think they look very natural, which is something you need to look for when you're getting these blonde colors. And I will leave some text down below to let you know exactly to what degree you can heat style this wig, but that is certainly an option if you wanted to add more waves or some curls or just to refresh her also after you've been wearing her for a while. It'll be great to be able to just use a flat iron and kind of go over those ends. So I think this is a fantastic style. I would recommend this to anyone looking for a long, low density style, as long as the lace front, the traditional lace front, is sufficient for what you're looking for. I absolutely think this is a fantastic option. So I hope this review was helpful and informative. And as always, I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.